What's that lady doing? I don't want to say anything. No. I don't think that's a Tesla.
What is up, guys, and welcome to part 2 of our road trip to Zion National Park in Utah. We are currently going to be driving from our hotel in Las Vegas to Zion National Park with zero charging at our hotel as well as very limited charging at Zion National Park. Make sure you guys watch this video if you have an electric vehicle and you plan on going to Zion National Park, because you really don't want to be stuck in the middle of the highway in 100-degree weather with no AC. For me, my Model Y is 316 miles, so if you have a smaller battery pack, then make sure to watch this part. Now, I talk about this in all my other videos, but make sure you use a better route planner to see how much range you'll have when you get to Zion National Park from where your hotel is. You also want to make sure you calculate everything in detail. Like for us, we stayed in the middle part, which is about 15 minutes away from Zion National Park, but we had to get our rental equipment, so we had to drive to Zion National Park, then drive back, and then you had to drive back again the next day. Then we had to drive back to the hotel, and then from there we had to go to St. George, Utah to charge, and that would have left us with a lot less range. But it's a good thing our battery pack was big enough so we could just do it all in one trip. However, if your battery pack is smaller, you're gonna have to make sure you plan it all out, because if you're not gonna have enough range, you have to stay somewhere that has a destination charger at that hotel. A lot of the Springfield hotels have destination chargers, so you can go ahead and look on PlugShare, which is another great app and website that I use all the time to see where the J1772 plugs are. And because you're using a J1772 plug, make sure you have the anti-carrying device I also talk about in all my other videos. It's pretty much a charging lock to prevent someone from removing the charging plug from your car while it's being charged. You know, with Zion National Park and Utah being all green and all natural and beautiful, you would think they would have Electrify Americas, EV Goes, or something of that nature. However, in Springdale, which is where Zion National Park is located, there aren't any of those. The Fairfield that we stayed at that was 15 minutes away from Zion National Park didn't have any EV charging available at all. When you do get to Zion National Park and your charge state is low, I'm sure you can use one of those destination chargers at the hotels if it's free. It's just annoying to deal with when you are doing a road trip. And again, the Zion National Park Visitor Center does have only 2 chargers, which is again ridiculous. And the kicker is that you have to pay for it, but you can't just pay for it on the spot. You have to go to their gift shop or whatever, and you have to get a code, and then you have to use that code to activate the charging station. A lot of stuff has happened while we were on the trip. I mean, we got a flat tire. We almost died. But I hope this video helps you guys in getting an electric vehicle, because it's not that difficult. This video is sponsored by Pet Libro. I'm sure you're wondering where our dogs are. They're actually at home chilling with my mother-in-law. If you didn't know, my firstborn Simba is on a very specific diet due to his cancer, and I'm not going to be always there to provide him the meals that he needs. I did have a previous automatic pet feeder. However, there was no camera on it, so I didn't know if Simba ate the food or if Peanut ate the food. But with the Pet Libro Granary automatic feeder, I don't have to worry about it anymore. It starts at $139.99. It can hold up to 5 liters of food, has a 1080p camera, as well as a 145 wide angle lens, as well as good low light visibility, so I can see whether Simba got his food or not. You do, however, need a micro SD card to store the footage. However, these days, micro SD cards are super cheap. It supports 2.4 and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. It has 2-way voice communication, so I can talk to my fur babies while I'm away. And inside it also comes with a desiccant bag to prevent any mold in the food. It also has an infrared light to let you know when the food is low. It's powered by a USB-C outlet, but you can also use batteries as a backup just in case the power goes out, so your dog can still get its food on time. And the app works really well, and you can schedule up to 10 meals a day. Overall, it's totally worth it if you're away on a trip or at work, and I'll make sure to link it in the description below. Now, back to the driving. So we're stopping at the St. George, Utah Supercharger. There's only 8 available at 150 kilowatts, and we're gonna be arriving with 10% now. This is the charger we're gonna be stopping at. We're supposed to stop at, I thought, but it's only 75 kilowatts, so it'll take forever to charge. There's only 4 stalls available. So we have to go on a little detour. So I don't know if it's because of the headwinds. I was going around 80, and it looks like our range is decreasing. At one point it's at 5%. Luckily, there are tons of Superchargers nearby. There's another one in Mesquite, so we may charge there instead. right there. So I'm not too worried. Right now we're at 60%. It's 105 out. AC is at 69 degrees. I dropped it down to 75 for like maybe 5-10 minutes and we're gaining some range back, 8%, which is another reason why I believe this trip tab is so important so you don't get stranded in the middle of nowhere.
Holding my hand. You like me? Yeah. That much.
Where am I supposed to put my arm?
On your side. By your side.
3 big boys fit in the back. They can fit, but not very comfortably, especially for a long road trip, as you can see. Made it with 6% battery, a little bit under. However, it is 112 out. There's been a lot of wind. I was going 80, 85 at some points. There's only 8 chargers here. However, it said a short wait, but it looks like there is 2 spots. Made it to the St. George Supercharger. The boys in the back had a blast. A bit emotional. I think they were really uncomfortable sitting in the back for that long. We're at 150 kilowatts. I have the charge limit set to 100% because we're gonna be at Zion, so there's not gonna be a lot of superchargers nearby. So we are gonna charge to 100% here, and it's gonna take us an hour and 15 minutes. We're gonna be chilling at a shop around here. Hopefully it's open. There's a first watch. So we're gonna get some food real quick. Right now it's at 87 kilowatts. Again, everyone is using the charger. This is a 150 kilowatt charger, but it is a little bit slower. I'm a little disappointed. This should be at least 120-ish. Might also be due to the fact that it is 112 out, so maybe they throttled the battery charging because, I'm sorry, 113. They throttled the battery because it is really hot. I mean, it's so hot that my tire pressure is crazy high. It's at 52, it's at 53 right here. Max is 50, so hopefully my tires don't pop.
Why do you always leave your door open?
Sun is so hot. Like I'm getting goosebumps. That's how hot it is. Dude, it's insane, man. Woo! So I'm not sure if I'm at a bad charger, but I'm getting 39 kilowatts, which is horrible. That's really bad. Even for a 150 kilowatt charger, I'm gonna be here forever. So I'm gonna try moving and see if that helps. I am sharing a circuit with one other person. However, I'm only getting around 37 kilowatts at 30%, which is really, really bad. We're gonna be here for like an hour and a half at this point. But because we do have to charge to 100%, unfortunately. We just finished charging. The charge rate was super slow, but then it got better. However, it's still slow. So we're here for about an hour. There's a Kia EV6 that was trying to charge with the adapter. However, that's for the home charger, so they had a ton of trouble and they ended up just leaving. Eventually, they should allow non-Tesla chargers to charge. However, right now, it's still just Tesla chargers. Getting a sunshade is a must if you live in hot places like this. I love mine, it fits perfectly. So right now we're at 360 miles, which is my previous 100%, and I'm hitting at 99. So I definitely gained some range, which is good.
114.
The AC's on low, but it's not even working. This place is huge and there's no EV charging. So we just arrived at the Fairfield Inn. We're at 80% battery. A little scary because there's nowhere to charge here or not really at Zion. So we're gonna see how scary the range anxiety is gonna be because we can't charge anywhere aside from where we charged at the beginning. We'll arrive to Zion Guru with 73%. We're gonna lose about 7% battery, which means we have to come back to the hotel and then we have to go back again. Ooh, it shows that the door's open. That's cool. We just got our rental equipment at Zion Guru. Now, one thing to note is that there's nowhere to charge for us. So a couple of things I have to turn off is cabin overheat protection is off and my Sentry mode is off to try to get the most amount because probably around 10% will arrive with St. George. So that's why it's kind of risky because I can't charge at all. So we have 71% battery. We're on our way back to the hotel. And we should arrive at the hotel with 65%. And then we have to come back again. Good morning, guys. Today is the day we're gonna be hiking the Narrows. We woke up early. We're gonna be leaving the hotel around 5:10. Get to the parking lot by around 5:30. We're supposed to technically park at the Temple of Sinawava if you can get there early enough. However, they said in the summer it's closed and you have to take the shuttle. So we're gonna be taking the shuttle. Last time we did the Zion Narrows, we had to have like a ticket system and all that stuff, but this time it's super chill. As long as you get there early enough, you'll be fine. It does take about 45 minutes from the shuttle station to the Temple of Sinawava because it's the last stop. So technically we're gonna be starting the hike at around 7 a.m. because the shuttle starts running at 6 a.m. We like to get there a little early just to prepare. There are 2 EV chargers at the parking lot. However, I'm not sure if it works. I heard that you have to have a code and also there's only 2 of them, so it's always taken, but we'll see if it's free available so we could charge our car. Again, we can make it technically to St. George with 20%. I turned off all my safety features. My sentry mode is off, as well as my cabin overheat protection is off so that I could preserve the battery as long as possible. But overall, I think this is the biggest range anxiety because there's no charging at the hotel. So we're still at a lower state of charging. I think we're at 66 or 65%. And it takes about 10% to get to the Zion Narrows and then 10% back. And then we have to go back to St. George. But not too bad overall. So if you want to use the station, you have to use a code. So there's a code that you can input in here. Clipper Creek charge. There's only 2 of them. Sexy Rivian here, charging up. Made it to the Temple of Sinawava. Restrooms were closed, so we had to use the porta potties. It's a 1-mile walk to the river, and then we're gonna go ahead and start that. But overall, it's not as cold as it was last time when we did it, so it's actually really nice. Looking good, boys. Got the tactical gear boy over there. The guy who's always late. Hi there, Bear Grylls here. As you can see, we have a little doe walking amongst us. I think it's a pet doe though, because it has a collar. Like an e-collar. You should be afraid. Very dangerous.
Yo, what is up, guys? Just shooting some B-roll for Everyday Chris. Wow, look at the Narrows. Ooh, look at that booty though.
So we have a little competition.
Look at this view.
These guys are in the 20s. I'm in my mid-30s, so we'll see who falls first. But they have never done it. I think they go to the gym. You guys go to the gym, right? One guy wants to be a police officer, as you can see by his outfit. The other one wants to be a physician's assistant. And again, the guy who's never around, Minky, is an engineer. He's so far away. Woo, my chonies. Ooh. Also, when you're in the Narrows, you should pee in the water. Don't pee out here. They actually tell you pee in the water. Actually. Make sure you guys stay hydrated. We're 1.6, I'd say 2 miles in. I don't know the landmarks, so I think there's some rock in the middle of the thing that's like the isolated rock. This is another monument or landmark. I forgot what it's called though, but super famous. Everyone takes a photo here.
Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Don't let me down.
Now we're at the subway area. This area is nice. 3 miles in almost. Feeling pretty good. Hanging with the young boys. If you can't tell, I'm peeing right now. It feels so weird. But hey, you gotta stay hydrated, so drink tons of water. We might take a break soon. Little food break. So we're at this cool rock over here. It's a lot deeper on one side. Yeah.
Super risky.
Let's go, Jason.
Hold on, let me tighten this up so it goes up.
This guy's supposed to be tactical marine gear, but he's afraid to get wet.
Bro, my phone's in here.
Your phone is water resistant. It's not even that deep. Ooh, this is nice.
Oh, Jason wants to go again. I'm on my tippy toes.
Where's the marine over there? What up? Getting narrower at the Narrows. Get it? So a question that you may have is, oh, do you need to know how to swim to do this hike? And the answer is no. You do not need to know how to swim. We have a friend who doesn't know how to swim and he did the hike no problem. Near the end, if you want to finish it fully, there may be a super deep part, and that part you may have to swim a little bit. However, it may have changed due to the water levels. So we'll see when we get there. It is slippery. So last time we stopped here, the right side was just covered in like sticks and stuff. So I think you had to kind of vault over on that right side. But the left side was super deep. I don't know if it's still really deep, but it looks pretty deep.
You can walk right here.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Alright, you can stand, you can stand. You can stand, stop pulling this. Just stand, you weirdo.
My backpack's so heavy.
You have to swim.
Jump from the top like that.
Oh god.
Wait, is it okay if our face gets wet?
No!
Huh? What do you say?
Look at him! Minky, you're not supposed to get your face wet.
Ew, don't get your face wet.
You're not supposed to get your face
Dude, I
wet.
just took a leak.
And the bacteria bloom.
Oh, that was so scary, especially because I went first.
Alright, we made it. So the way, the second part, there's like these sticks over here that you can climb, or you can just swim across there. Quick sandwich. You okay? He felt real good.
A few moments later.
Almost 5 miles in. We're feeling it. We just got rocks and water this whole entire trip. Ooh, we're not done. This is the end. This is nice. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Got that on video, don't worry. I got it. You'll see on my YouTube. Finished the hike. On the way back now. Took us about like 4 hours because we rested for a while, but you could probably do it in 3. So one thing you have to look out for is flash floods. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit, so I think we're okay. However, you always want to be careful whenever it does start sprinkling and the clouds are super dark, to be on the lookout for murky water, strong smells, heavier water flow, because it could be a sign of a flash flood. Look who we found in the wild. We have Eliza's bookshelf over here. Look at her go. Follow her YouTube channel. There we go. Anything about books? Woohoo! You have a dirt stain right where your butt is, so it looks like a poop stain. There you go. I'm floating, it's so cool. It's like a natural life jacket. Woohoo! It's like a club over there. That's Corona time right now. So this next part is strictly for women. So if you're a dude that gets uneasy and uncomfortable with the word period, I suggest you skip over to the next part of the chapter. Now, while on Zion, one thing I want to talk to all those female viewers out there is that time of the month. Now, my wife, for some reason, we've been to Zion 3 times, and it was her time of the month 3 times. So first she tried a tampon. There is a warning label on those tampons, if you don't know, called toxic shock syndrome. It's if you leave the tampon in there too long, you can have some serious side effects and even death, which is crazy. And in this case, for a Zion hike, it would be about 7 hours. And there's no way you're gonna be changing your tampon while you're hiking because number 1, that's just gross. And number 2, there's no private area to do that. And pads are also not a good idea because you are doing a water hike. So when the water does kind of get in your crotchal region, it's gonna soak up. So you're just gonna be walking in a soaked filled pad, which is kind of gross too. So this time she finally did her research and she found out about something called period panties. It sounds really gross, but she said it worked amazing. She got it from Victoria's Secret. They look like boxers, but they have this super absorbent bottom area that soaks up all the... God, sweet Jesus, what am I talking about? Anyways, if you're a woman and it is your time of the month and you're deciding on hiking the Narrows, look into the Victoria's Secret period panties because she said it was a game changer for her. She also tried some of them on Amazon, but they didn't work as well. So she highly recommends the Victoria's Secret period panties. Another thing we heard out from a friend was the most weirdest but genius invention for women ever, called the Pee Buddy. It's a cardboard design cutout where the woman can stand and go to the restroom. It sounds weird as a dude. However, for women, it makes it so you don't have to squat over anything disgusting or do any of that nonsense stuff. Our friend swears by it because she said it makes it so easy because she could just stand and use the restroom in the porta potties and then just toss it and then be done with it. So check that out as well. Make sure I link it in the description below. The reviews are amazing on Amazon. So if you are deciding to do any type of hike or going to porta potties or just want to see what it's like peeing like a dude, go ahead and get the Pee Buddy. Just got back to the car, was able to precondition it so it's nice and cool. We are Thai red. It was a fun hike. So you get these neoprene socks and you just gotta take them off. It's been soaked. I might need 2 hands for this. Oh! So we just finished the Zion Narrows. Super tired, but we had a good time. We ate at Mimi's Cafe. T helped us out. She was amazing. So go see her if you're ever in that area. So even though there aren't many chargers in the area, we were still able to get to our destination fine as well as back to our hotel. However, let's say we want to go to somewhere and then go somewhere else, which is going to reduce our range. It's going to definitely decrease how much total charge we have left. So definitely keep that in mind if you ever want to come to the Zion Narrows and in that area. Stay somewhere that has destination chargers. So one little hiccup in our trip. Near one of the exits, I had to make a last-minute turn and I ended up going through a couple of debris. I think I ran over a nail at that point, which is why I noticed that our tire pressure was a little low. It is a little bit lower. Right now it's at 51, 50, 45, 51. So I'm not sure if I want to take out the nail and plug it or if I want to just leave it and then keep driving. Right now it's at 45, so it is a touch low. But yeah, it does suck. There's definitely a nail in the tire. And here is the nail. That thing is in good. Okay, it is now 2:54 a.m., but mountain time is 3:54. We did leave super early because of the flat tire. We wanted to try to leave as early as possible because we don't want it to be too hot. Right now we're at the Mesquite, Nevada Supercharger. We have to charge here for about 15 minutes. Then we'll get to the Primm, Nevada Supercharger, and we'll have to charge there as well. 18%, enough charge to continue the trip. Looks like at Primm they are adding a ton more superchargers here. Overall, it's a nice little area. There's a McDonald's and a Chiron. Good bathrooms, even a Starbucks somewhere. Just arrived to the Primm Supercharger. There's 10 available, however, it only said 8 because 2 of them are out of order, so there's cones there. It seems like a very popular supercharger because they even have the Tesla mobile chargers, which I've never seen before in real life, and it's right here. But overall, I realized that Tesla and our last supercharger, we could have left and would arrive at this supercharger with around 11 or 12% battery. However, what it didn't account for was the weight. And remember I told you how I have 3 big boys in the back. So with that, you're looking to lose an extra, I would say 5 to 7% range based off of what they calculated. Because they said I would arrive with either 21 or 22%, and I arrived with 15%. So that is one thing to keep in mind. So I'm at a 150 kilowatt supercharger, yet I'm only getting 67 kilowatts, which isn't the best. I am at a pretty low state of charge too, so I don't know what the problem is. So as much as I love Autopilot and full self-driving, it still needs a lot of work, and I wouldn't trust it with my life because of instances like what just happened. It's perfect for normal driving, if it sees cars on the road. However, small objects, it doesn't see, and so if you smash that object, it can lead to like a fatal accident. And it's totally obvious as to what just happened. There was a truck that must have overturned. I think it just happened too, because there were no police nearby. However, part of the car was jutting into the road, and the Autopilot did not see that at all, and it was just about to just go straight and stay in the lane. So luckily I had to swerve out of the lane. However, it could have been a very dangerous situation. This also happened before when there was a ladder on the road and Autopilot didn't see it, so I had to swerve out of the lane myself, which is why, and it's physically impossible for them to see because there's no camera that can see that low. So that's something that Tesla may need to work on.
What's that lady doing?
I don't want to say anything, but I don't think that's a Tesla. There's so many millions of spots she could park at, but then she chose to do her business at a supercharger.
Let's drive with the Barstow Supercharger. We arrived at the older one, the 150 kilowatt one. We were super scared because one of the superchargers we arrived at didn't charge. It just kept saying unable to charge, which is the exact same message we got when the battery wasn't working. But we just moved, and then this one finally works. 20 minutes remaining to continue the trip. We're done charging at Barstow. Here's what I learned. If you can charge at a 250 kilowatt supercharger, the only reason why I say this is because the 250 kilowatt chargers are newer. And so far with 2 or 3 out of the 150 kilowatt superchargers we charged at, a few of them had reduced charge rates, and it's just older. It just doesn't have the best charging. One of them didn't work compared to the 250 kilowatts, which is always usually working 100% of the time. So yeah, if you can choose between a 150 kilowatt or a 250 kilowatt, I'd recommend doing a 250 kilowatt. But we're done charging, no issues with the reconditioned battery. We're gonna be going home. Overall, it was a good trip. Zion was fun. I ate way too much food, so I was always sick. I do have a blog out now that explains everything I talked about just in writing as well as photos. If you guys want to check that out, it's everydaychrisofficial.com. Let me know in the comments below if you're planning on going to Vegas and Zion and what superchargers you guys stop at. I know there's one with like a crazy candy store inside. So I think it's in Yerma. But yeah, let me know guys, and I'll see you guys next time.